Whoa! This week's video is going to be all about Halo, and I hope something quite special. Welcome back to this week's video, and as I said in the intro there, this video is all about Halo. So if you're not a Halo fan, you might enjoy it from the collectibles perspective, but you're probably not going to get as much out of this as someone who's passionate about the Halo franchise. We've got some new games to add to the collection and some particularly special versions of those games, but more importantly, it's this. Oh, let's get this the right way around. It's the NERF limited edition Halo Needler, which we're going to be unboxing and taking a look at. So we're going to start off with the big bad boy, and then we'll update the games collection at the end. So in a minute, you're going to see a brief montage of me getting this thing out of the box, putting it together, and then we'll have a little look at what the Halo Needler really looks like. Okay, so here it is. No assembly required, well, aside from the batteries, which you saw. Pretty sturdy in hand. It's definitely aimed at a bigger, more grown-up audience. This is not, I mean, it is toy friendly, but you know, you can see kind of how it looks. Really quite impressed. It looks the part. Like I said, it's got a nice weight to it. It comes with this clear Perspex display stand, which I'll show you how I'm hoping to display this shortly. I've got an area ready to go for this one. And there are two modes on the gun. So just down here you've got your small switch. That basically allows you to go from shooting mode. So this is of course a Nerf gun, so it's designed for Nerf battles. It has a 10 bullet barrel that if I just turn it on, you can see. You can hear that there popping away. You can also see it lighting up, but I'll show you that better in a second. And then the other button, if you push it all the other way, it is display mode, and that means when you pull the trigger, it only lights up. And that is obviously so you can kind of show it off when it's on display. The needles are kind of a soft silicone rubber, so that's nice. I was a bit concerned that those would probably need to be inserted or built, but they're very flexible. They're all attached. Like I said, they all light up, and we'll hopefully I've included some sort of B-roll over the top to show you that a little bit more detail. But overall, really quite impressed. I've been looking at this for quite a long time. These aren't cheap. I think I paid around £150 for this. They don't seem to come down from that price. They're quite hard to find. And I wanted one that was brand new, that hadn't been messed with, so that I knew what I was getting. And I'm really chuffed with it. I think I might need to tighten that screw up slightly. But yeah, it's really good, really impressive. It does come with a whole bunch of these Halo Infinite Nerf cards, all in a variety of different languages. And it says, see back of card for terms. It just says game add-on, but doesn't tell me what the game add-on actually is. So I'll insert something on screen that tells me exactly what these are meant to be. But like I said, Got quite a few of them and I don't know why. I don't know if they're all unique add-ons or they're all the same thing. The only visible difference seems to be that each version of the game that's printed on them has a different country-specific age rating. But it doesn't really tell me. There's no codes on here that I can see for redemption. It says game add-on requires Halo Infinite. Must have a valid Microsoft account. Codes valid for limited time. But I don't see any codes. Oh, I do now. There's one of these has got a code on. So maybe they're region specific. Well, anyway, I'll have a go at redeeming those and we'll find out what that's all about. As I say though, overall, really pleased with it. It's going to look the part on showing here, and eventually I do intend to use it as a Nerf gun. I'm waiting for my son to get old enough to care about Nerf guns, and then when he gets his own, this will be mine. Although I might have a little play with it just for fun anyway. Whoa. There we go. This is a good idea. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, I've now got to try and find those bullets. Oops. So that's the Halo Needler. If you're interested, as I said, you can find these online. They aren't readily for sale anymore. There is a cheaper, I think, Halo battle rifle, which does the rounds. It's not quite so well themed. It's not designed to be a collector's item, I don't think, whereas this very much has that feel, you know, the stand, etc. Gives that away. But yeah, check it out if you're interested. I did also mention at the top of the video that we had some new additions to the game collection itself. I've got quite a few actually. I went down a rabbit hole once I bought this Needler and started picking up a few bits and pieces, and there's another Halo video to come on the channel in the future. It's probably a few weeks away at this point. I don't want to put an exact time and date on it. I haven't finished it yet. It's a crafting project. Hopefully it's a cool one. Hopefully you'll like it when I get there, but keep your eyes peeled for that. Subscribe if you haven't already, so you don't miss that when it comes out. So let me show you the additions to the games collection before we wrap this video up. And there is quite a pile, so let me start. I'm just going to separate these out slightly. So the reason for these is that if you haven't seen it already, a few months ago now, when Xbox jacked the price of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate up to over £20, I think it was something like £22.50 here in the UK, I decided that was enough of that particular subscription service. I don't play my Xbox all that often anymore. To be honest, I've moved to PlayStation this generation, and when I do get to game, which is few and far between, I'm often on the PlayStation or even Nintendo these days, especially with the kids getting into Nintendo more. But I did realise that by cutting my Game Pass off, I had lost access to some of the Halo games, and specifically Halo Infinite, which I had started to play and wanted to go back to. So the first of these I'll show you is Halo Infinite. It's specifically the steelbook edition, and you'll see there's a trend there. And I have to say, I think this steelbook is awesome. I got this one in pretty good condition. Not massively expensive these at the moment for Halo Infinite. There aren't a huge number of copies, and I think that's probably because, again, a lot of people would have played this on Game Pass, or at least that was their intention. So I got myself a copy of Halo Infinite. Really chuffed with that one. So it means I can pick up the campaign on that one shortly. And then from there, because I was piecing some of this stuff together via Vinted, I did what often many of us do, which is I create bundles to get the prices down. And I was looking specifically for this title, Halo Wars 2. I've got Halo Wars 1 on the 360, and I wanted to get Halo Wars 2. I actually quite like this kind of game, and I might well give this one a go. I did put Halo 1 in just for fun, to give it a go, Halo Wars 1, and I really quite got into it. So I might actually give this one a go and actually put some time into it. But when I picked this one up to add to my collection, I started to notice some pretty affordable steelbooks for other Halo games in the series, and I wanted to upgrade some of mine. So the first one I upgraded was Halo 5 Guardians. So I already had this And in fact, I think I ended up with 2 or 3 copies of this through this process because everyone was bundling it for next to nothing in some of these sets. But it was cheaper to buy people's bundles than it was to buy some of these things individually. So I upgraded to the Halo 5 limited edition steelbook. It doesn't really have a lot in it, to be honest. Again, I'll show you some B-roll. I don't think the whole thing is here. There was one thing missing from this, but I'm not too fussed. There is this set of cards. I think what was missing was a steel cut statue that you could build, and then the game itself in this quite sizable funky steelbook. And the reason I picked that one up was at the same time, as mentioned, Halo Wars 2, I had also picked up Halo Wars 1 on the 360, but the limited edition, so I was upgrading my Halo Wars as well. This one's pretty cool. Again, we've got a pretty funky steelbook. Again, show you some better B-roll. And then I think it's, let me just check what exactly this one comes with. There's a hardbound graphic novel and 6 leader cards, as well as a fire patch, a spirit fire patch. I don't know what that is. Well, I'll find out. And then the other thing that I stumbled across then as I was looking to fill out my collection, and one of the games, again, I'd lost access to, was the Master Chief Collection. Again, if I'm going to play the Halo games, I'm probably going to play them in that format. I am waiting for the Halo 1 remake that's coming to PlayStation of all places. So again, I was going to buy that on PlayStation. I might now buy that on Xbox just because I've got all the other Halo games on Xbox and it feels like the right place to play it. I really didn't enjoy playing Gears of War on the PlayStation. It just felt wrong. It's a stupid thing, but it felt wrong. So I picked up Halo's Master Chief Collection, and I spotted as I was looking that there was a collector's edition, and I wanted that. I wanted the steelbook again. I'd gone down this steelbook rabbit hole. But the Master Chief Collection also came with a really cool map book. So it was basically a ring-bound book with all the different maps from the multiplayer games in. And I really wanted it, but the price people were charging for this and the map book just in the box, because that was all that the collector's edition came with, was really quite expensive. But I was thumbing around on Vinted at the time, and someone was selling the Halo multiplayer map book here for just £3. And I was like, you know what, I want that. For reasons that will become clear in that future crafting video, this did act as inspiration. But this is really cool. It is basically got Halo 1, 2, Halo 2 Anniversary, Halo 3 and Halo 4, all the different maps. And each map basically has, as I'll show you in the B-roll, the map itself, how it lays out, and then some of the general tactics associated with playing that map. And everyone is the same. So you've got, famously Blood Gulch, some of the other ones in here, some really cool features here. Now, I'm not the biggest Halo fan in the world, I will be honest, although I've got some cool Halo stuff around the room now. To me, it's a franchise that's synonymous with Xbox, and I think from a kind of retro and nostalgia perspective, what I like is I like the things that remind me of a brand or that bring a certain brand to life. So, and don't get me wrong, I had some great times with Halo as well, but it's not like I'm an absolute Halo nut. I did enjoy the TV show though. If you haven't watched that on Netflix, it's not that bad. I think it's not brilliant, but it was decent. But yeah, this map book covers a huge number of maps, and I just thought it'd be a really cool thing to have in the collection to add to the bits that you're seeing now as well. So those were all my pickups. As I said, quite a few Halo gaps in my collection when I realised, and a couple of upgrades along the way. So that's it for this very Halo themed video. I hope you like what you saw. Let me know in the comments your memories of Halo. Which of the games really took your fancy? Did you play Halo Wars? Not one I jumped into too much back in the day, but one I am quite keen to give a go. But for me, probably Halo 3 is my strongest Halo memory. But I did really like Infinite, so I'm looking forward to giving that one a go now that I've got that in physical form. Like I said, like and subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps the channel to continue growing. Share this with anyone that you think might find it interesting. I am always keen to get more people on the channel, more people interacting and building a community of like-minded people who just love this stuff and want to chill out every week and talk about retro nostalgia. Thanks for your time. I appreciate it as always, and I'll see you in the next video. A little bit of post-credit roll there. I don't love the way this looks on this bit of corner billy here. It doesn't look right. It's fine for now. It's a temporary space, a little bit like the retro Lancer is shoved down that corner. But I think we'll fix that at some point, but for now, that is where it's going to live. I do think we'll end up moving it though. Cheers again for watching. Apologies, and after credits, we never do that on this channel. I thought I'd give you a little clue as to what next week's video might be themed around. Yahoo! We'll leave it there.